Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to She Is Still Dope. I am Sharonda Lynn and I am your host for this wonderful evening. I am the plug. I give hacks for glass breakers, people that understand they want to press through and they keep on going no matter what is going on, no matter what happens, right? So let me ask you a question. Normally we sit around and we wait a little bit and see who's going to get on. But if you know me, I am a firecracker. So I got to get started when the get start goes. Let me see here. I just want to do that. And hi, I hope everybody is doing awesome. If you have any questions, please drop them below as we go through this. But have you ever started feeling like absolutely horrible out of nowhere? I mean, it just seems like nothing's going right for you. Nothing is happening well for you. Your car breaks down. You get sick. Your friends are laughing at you. Your family's not supporting you. Well, today, we are going to talk about that and give you a few hacks to beat that feeling of nothing is going right, that feeling that you need to break through something, right? Because we are glass breakers. So I want to say hi to my glass breakers out there. Welcome to She Is Still Dope TV. I am Sharonda Lynn. For those who don't know me, I am a digital branding specialist that creates dynamic demand between your target audience and your brand by maximizing and optimizing websites for profitable engagement. And today we're going to talk about remembering who you are and why you are going to succeed. It looks bad, but I want you to look again. These are some simple signs that are going to encourage you in this hour that you're doing better than you ever thought. And I want to start off with asking you a question. When you really think about it, is it really that bad? Is it that bad? And I know that is a question that can really rile you up if you are really sensitive in this time. But when I say, is it really that bad? Are you still breathing? Are you able to smile? Are you able to frown? Are you able to drop a tear? See, when we have things happen to us, a lot of times it seems much worse than what it is, right? We feel like giving up. We think that it's the end of the world. And how many times have you thought that it was the end of the world and it really wasn't? How many times? I can't tell you how many times I have felt that it was horrible. It was really bad. And listen, I can tell you some stories. I can tell you stories of when my ex, got us into a lot of trouble. I can tell you some stories about when I walked into my own trouble. I can tell you some stories about being abused and being talked down to and being made to feel this small. But at the end of the day, I had choices that I could make. And I did make them so that I could come out of that hole. So the reason why I'm saying, is it really that bad? It's not that it's not bad. You could be in a very bad situation, or you could have went through a very bad situation. But the bottom line is we're still here. We got breath in our lungs. We are breathing and we are able to break through. Glass breakers don't quit. Glass breakers don't quit. We keep going. We're like the Energizer Bunny. They try to stop us and our little legs are still going. They try to do something else. They put something in front of us and we find a way around it or over it. That is a glass breaker. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how bad it gets, it's not as bad as it could be ever. Always. Have you ever heard that thing that said, that saying that people always say, that it says it could be worse than this? Because it could. It can be very much worse than that. So we don't want it to be worse. We want it to get better. and my animals are are moving around. So if you see somebody on my lap, I'm just going to warn you right now. But it's not that bad. So we're going to look at something. Listen, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. Remember, God is not unjust. It might feel like it's horrible. It might feel like it's bad, but you have somebody on your side that is so much greater than whatever you're going through right now. And I know that it has been difficult. I know that it looks dim and dark, but for the love of God, he's going to push you. Because of the love of God, he's going to cover you. Because of the love of God, you're going to be thinking nobody loves you, and he's going to open up doors. I want you to know it is not that bad. If you are sitting on here, you're watching me, and you have the opportunity to make a choice. All I want to do today is encourage you to make the right choice. All I want to do today is encourage you that what you're going through is not a ditch, it's not a hole, it's not something you got to get stuck in, baby. We can keep going. If I've made it through, you can make it through. If I've made it through abuse and rape and mismanagement, mistreatment, you can make it through. Right? Some of us are business owners. We are spiritual leaders. We have churches. We have organizations. We manage. We do supervisory stuff. We have to understand that no matter what happens, we keep going. Why? Because we don't serve an unjust God. He's not going to forget your work. He's not going to forget you and the love that you have shown him and his people, and the love that you continue to show, even though you're down. Some of you are down and out, and you still show love. You still show people who you are, that God is greater. And that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So the first thing I want to say to encourage you is that you have lived and you have learned. No one said that life was going to be easy, honey. While the bumps and the road may hurt, the ride is definitely worth it. This life that you're living is worth it. No matter where you've gone, no matter what pitfalls you have hit, no matter what blocks that you have hit, no matter what negative friends are trying to come at you, no matter what haters are in your midst, the ride is definitely worth it. Now, I want you to think back a little bit and think back at some of your past failures, some of your past defeats, some of the ways that you have not made it, right? You still live to be right here. You have to know that everything, there's a good book. The good book says everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And it is part of your bigger plan, your bigger idea, your bigger success story, your bigger victory, right? If you went from one place and jumped to right here where you were at, you would be dead and gone by now, because you have not gone through the process. You have not built up the strength, the arms, the muscles. You haven't built up any of that that's going to hold you for your future, hold you to this next thing, right? You've got to know that each difficulty has led you to where you are today. Each and every trial, each and every happenstance has molded you into this magnificent, resilient person that you are. It's molded you. It's molded you. Look, just think about 20 years ago. I know some of you aren't that old, but if you are that old, think 20 years ago. Think back 10 years ago. Are you the same person? Do you talk the same? Do you look the same? I know I don't look the same. Do you think the same? Your conversation, are you around the same people? Most likely you're not. You're going to continue to grow and continue to move forward in faith in hope and love, and knowing that each experience, right, even this one today, even whatever you're going through right now, some of us are looking for jobs, some of us are battling COVID, some of us are battling diseases that have nothing to do with COVID. Listen, people are dying, and they're not just dying from COVID, but you are here. And each experience has taught you what you need to become who you are and who you are born to be, who you are right now and who you are moving towards to be. Let me encourage you to remember that you have lived and you have learned, right? The next thing I want you to remember is to strive to do better. Let me make sure. I skipped one. You have a comfy bed to sleep in. We'll get to strive to do better. But you have a comfy place to sleep in. I have married an African man, right? And my husband lived in Nigeria. Now, when you go to Nigeria, you might see some nice homes, but there are things called what he calls the bush, right? Little villages. When you go to those little villages, they don't always sleep on comfy beds. They sleep on mats. There are some people in America, like I have a friend, and she has her master's in social work, right? She has her master's in social work. And when she used to work or counseling, I can't remember where her master's is, but it's somewhere around in that. But she has a master's in social issues, right? So when she would go to these places, it was very hard for her to come home and deal with what she saw. She saw children sleeping on floors. She saw houses with no electricity and no water, where they were using the bathroom to where they were using the tub for the toilet. Come on. Where trash was so bad that you could smell it before you got to the door. Where roaches and rodents were so bad that they didn't even hide. They were just out everywhere. When you look around you and you don't see any of that, you're looking at me on your $1,000 phone. You are looking at me on your laptop. You need to know that you have it good, right? You have it really good. You have a comfy bed to sleep in. You have a home to walk into. You can lock the door and nobody come in. You can go to your room and lock that door. So they got 2 doors before they can get to you. You have to know that you are blessed. You are blessed. You have somewhere to sleep in, right? I always think about when I start thinking that it's super hard, that I have it really bad, some of the ways that I say, wait a minute, let me get myself together, is that I remind myself that it's not as bad as it looks. It's not as bad as it looks. It really isn't. And I want to encourage you to just grab onto that, even if you're in your darkest hour. Listen, when I was trying to commit suicide, the one thing that kept me was thinking that I could do better. The one thing that kept me was knowing that I was not in the worst place that I could be. The one thing that kept me was I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So if I can do all things through Christ, there is more for me to do. Sometimes you got to put that in your head and put that in your mind that you got more to do, honey. You can't stop. You are a glass breaker. We're going to press through and break through today. I want to remind you who you are today. You strive to be better. In other words, because you are on this broadcast and because you're sitting here, you are a glass breaker. You want to do better. You have a mindset of future. You have a mindset of greatness. You want to do a business. You have these ideas that keep bubbling up. I'm telling you right now, if you are continuously striving to do better, you are not going to be in this place for long. The fact that you're feeling a bit down because you haven't achieved what you want to achieve shows that you're trying. It shows that you're putting in there that effort. It shows when you fail, Come on, let's talk about failure. Is failure really failure if you keep going? Failure isn't failure if you keep going. Failure is only failure if you quit. Failure, when you fail and you keep going, that's just a learning process. Okay, this didn't work this time. Let me try this. This didn't work this time. Let me try that. That's what that is. Failure isn't failure unless you quit. A good book also says, y'all know what the good book is? So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Listen. He said, don't fear. Keep going. Keep striving. Keep going to achieve what you want to achieve. Do not fear. Why? Don't be worried. Don't be dismayed, for God is with you. He's going to strengthen you. All you have to do sometimes as we're striving, one of the things that we need to be doing is reaching out towards God. And one of the things that we don't do is reach out towards God. We forget that we're in this thing and we're not by ourselves, because at any given moment we feel totally alone, totally bereft. Nobody understands me. No, my husband's not listening to me. My wife is not listening to me. I haven't got married yet. I don't know what I'm doing. You feel like everything is all chaotic. And God said, don't be dismayed. Do not fear, for I am with you. I'll strengthen you and I'll help you and I'll uphold you. When you feel you're weak, I'll uphold you. When you feel you're going to fall, God will uphold you. You are not alone. When you get that in your mind, then God is going to be able to elevate you, because if you can push through here, then you have proven and shown yourself worthy for that next level. You're not going to stop. You're not going to quit. I'm not going to let you. As long as you come every Tuesday at 7:00, I'll have a word for you, unless something else shifts and I go to another time. Amen. Keep striving. When you strive to do better, just remember, just because you haven't achieved it doesn't mean you're not going to achieve it. Somebody once said, I think it was Les Brown, he said, shoot for the moon and you probably will land amongst the stars. In other words, shoot for something great and you will either get there or get somewhere real close. But if you don't shoot for anything, you won't get anywhere, right? So another thing that you want to look at is you have or had a job. I don't care whether you're transitioning out of a job, you lost a job, you used to have a job, you had a job. You have a job. Most of the world is looking for work right now. And they never had a job. Third world countries, they're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. They're calling all their family. They're calling family and friends, trying to get $5. $5 is going to make a difference in somebody's life. $5. So if you've had a job, you're looking for a job, you're blessed. You're blessed. Whichever way you look at this one, it's still a win-win situation. If you have a job, kudos. Congratulations. Keep at it and know that you are richly blessed. That might not be where you want to be, but if you have a job, you're blessed. If you recently lost your job, hello, I recently lost my job, well, a year ago, but I recently lost my job. Don't fret. Don't fret. You've gotten a job before. Guess what? You can get a job again. It will happen for you. Perhaps that this opportunity, if you don't have a job, is the opportunity you've been waiting for to do something that you truly love to do. Right now, I'm doing something I truly love to do. I'm teaching, I'm preaching, I'm exhorting, and I am pushing the kingdom forward by any means necessary. You have to be okay with where you're at enough to say, okay, how can I use this as a springboard? How can I use this as a time of training and teaching? Right? This is a win-win situation. If you've had a job, or if you had a job, this is all win-win. If you don't have one right now, guess what? You can use this time to do whatever you want to do. Be bold. Be vivacious. Be magnificent. You have then that now this one is real. You have food to eat, you have clean water, and you have clothes to wear. Food to eat, clean waters, and clothes to wear. Do you know how much of the world doesn't have clean water? Shucks, Detroit don't have clean water. And that's in the United States. I think there's other cities just like Detroit. I think Flint is just in Flint, Michigan, Detroit, and there are other places that aren't as in the spotlight that have the same issue, but you have food, clean water, and clothes to wear. Sometimes you have more than what you should. You waste food. Y'all, you know what? I'm gonna tell you how bad I am. I bought a watermelon a couple weeks ago. And so I knew I didn't eat that watermelon in time. Guess what I did? I bought another watermelon, and I don't eat watermelon like sit down and have a piece of watermelon. That's not what I do. I juice the entire watermelon. But it's been I'm starting to understand what it is. It's been so hot. I don't like to work in heat. Hello. Does anybody like to work in heat? I don't like to work in heat. So when it's hot, it's a deterrent for me to go in the kitchen because I don't have an air conditioner back in the kitchen. But you know what? I waste the food. And I got to get another watermelon because the first two are gone. They're done. Like, I can't eat them. I can't eat them. Couldn't eat them. I let them go too long. That's wasteful. But that's where sometimes we have more than we should, and we're still complaining about what we don't have. And there's people in the world wondering right now, I just saw a story where a young boy in Africa, he's 15, raising three siblings because their mom died and their dad's in jail. And when their dad got out of jail, he came home, did a worse crime, and went back to jail for 10 years. So he was left to raise the family. They didn't know when they were going to eat. And we sitting around here talking about we ain't got no food in our refrigerators, or we don't have no food to eat in our house, and our refrigerators are full of stuff to cook and eat. Do you know those kids will come to your house and eat everything? They will find a way to cook everything. They will work it up and work it out. It's not as bad as you think. This bad time, any times of stress, any times of you're not where you want to be, but you're a heck of a lot further than some people. You're a heck of a lot further than where you were even a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're not going to go hungry, thirsty, or naked unless you want to. Some people want to go to nudist beaches. I'm not going to a nudist beach. The beach is going to get the body that I have clothed with a swimsuit, but you have that option. And you want to remember that. These are things to remember when you are down and out. These are things to remember when you feel like nothing is going your way. These are things to remember when you feel like everybody's against you. You have food to eat. You have clean water. You have clothes to wear. We talked about some other things as well. So listen, knowledge. Here's something else that, and I only have one more of these and we're going to start to wrap up. But knowledge, everybody doesn't have access to the knowledge that we have access to. If you're watching this, I know you have access to knowledge. You know how I know? Because you have to be on a laptop. You have to be on an iPad, another type of tablet, an Android tablet, Microsoft tablet, Google Chromebook. You're on a phone, somebody's cell phone, your own cell phone. Those are all great because you have access to knowledge. Knowledge is at your fingertips. In this day and age, you can learn anything and everything you want if you have any of those items. Anything and everything you want. YouTube has broken the barrier on learning. You can get the basics of anything you want. Let me tell you something. This is how I am. My car doorknob to my old car, it broke off. to get that fixed was going to be like $400. At that time, I didn't have $400, people, but you know what I had? I had a laptop and a cell phone, and I had YouTube. Do you know I looked on YouTube for my make and car, and they showed me how to change that handle, that knob? Have you ever done that? I'm not a mechanic. Now, I'm mechanical though. I don't have a problem with trying. They showed me how to do it. Then I looked up the tools that I had to get. I bought the tools that I needed. To fix this door, to pop everything off. I bought the part for the handle. And I took YouTube and I took it step by step, sitting in my aunt's house, and changed that door. I had to take the whole door panel off. I had to do all this stuff. But without YouTube, I would have been lost in the sauce. Y'all don't even understand. We have so much knowledge at our fingertips. That's what it is, our fingertips. We have keyboards. We have phones. What do you want to do that you're not doing? That you're waiting for somebody to show you how to do? They can show you how to do it on YouTube. They can show you how to do it on other videos. Have you looked at that? Knowledge is truly at your fingertips. Since knowledge is power, seize that power and allow it to assist you to your next level. Are you waiting for a mastermind class? Are you waiting for somebody to show you how to connect the dots? Are you waiting for somebody to show you the tech of it? Knowledge is at your fingertips. Take advantage of all the learning opportunities that come your way. Not everybody gets those opportunities. I know we're at a day and age where everybody has a cell phone, but let me tell you something. Everybody doesn't have a cell phone. Not everybody. We're spoiled in the States. We're spoiled in other parts of the world. In Europe, we're spoiled. We're spoiled in some other parts of the country, in China, Japan. But there are some places that are not spoiled. They still don't have cell phones. They still don't have internet access for all people. So just keep that in mind. If you are looking at me, you have access to knowledge. Get that knowledge. Go out there. If you have a question about how to do that, I'm your knowledge girl. I can point you in the right direction. If there's something that you're looking for, drop it in the comments so that I can look, so I can see, so I can answer that for you. Last but not least, not ever least, you believe in God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your paths straight. The Bible says, and he will make straight your paths. I turn that around, but he will make straight your paths. You believe in God. If God be for you, who can be against you? That's how you know it's not that bad. That's how you know it's a win-win situation in everything. God be for you. God be for you. Who can be against you? You believe in God. Part of our problem is we don't open our mouth and ask for help. We don't open our mouths and ask God for guidance, because lo and behold, he might not tell us what we want to hear. He might not tell us how to walk the way we want to talk. We might want to do the whole thing and twerk. God might not have twerking on your agenda. I'm talking to me now. Okay, I'm sorry. But whatever that is, whatever God has for you to do, you have to ask him sometimes. You have to shift your focus. When you believe in God, you're able to shift your focus. And you know what God said? He said, if you focus on me, I will take care of everything. Can you imagine having your everything taken care of? Come on, your everything. You focus on God. If you're a leader in a church and everything's going crazy, you're like, what in the world is going on? And you're so focused on the problem that you can't get through the process. You can't focus so much on the problem that you can't get through the process. Right? So you got to shift your focus. And I say that to leaders of the church because oftentimes we forget as leaders of the church that we have to also go back, because people come to us for everything, right? They come to us wanting ideas. They come to us wanting to help them get out of stuff. They come to us for everything. And while we're praying and everything, and we're praying for them, a lot of times we forget ourselves. And it's not on purpose. It's nothing like we think we're grandiose, but it really is because that we are so focused on the problems that we forget that we have to go through the process too. That's our walk too. So remember, we're going to go back through these real quick. Listen, you've lived and you've learned. These are things to remember when you're down. When you're feeling like all hope is lost, these are things you should remember. You've lived and you've learned. You have a comfy bed to sleep in. All these things should help you rise up above whatever you're in. I'm telling you, something on this list is going to help you. You strive to be better, right? You have had a job or you have a job. You have food to eat, clean water to drink, and clothes to wear. You have knowledge at your fingertips, and you believe God, right? Those are all the things that will help you pull yourself up when you're feeling bad. See, I'm not so super spiritual where I'm just going to tell you, you got to get a scripture, you got to get this, you got to get that. There are some real life situations that you have to walk through, that you have to sometimes command your mind to do the opposite. I'm not going to go there right now, but command your mind to do the opposite of what you're thinking. So now is the fun part. The hacks. I got some hacks for you to cut through all the craziness. When you're feeling down, I want you to do a couple things. Remember to stop comparing yourself to others. Just because you're not where you want to be doesn't make it even for you and the other person. Like if you see somebody up there, y'all started at the same times, you don't know what's going on. You are set for this greatness. They are set for this greatness. And you may have had to go around the bush a different way to get there, but you're going to get there. So stop comparing yourself. It's not going to help you. Comparison kills. Comparison kills dreams. Comparison kills ideas. Comparison kills your worth. Comparison will kill. You got to stop looking at what somebody else is doing and do you, boo. All right? Now, your mind can be a very convincing liar. Remember, I said you got to go against your mind. Your mind can be a very convincing liar. Oh my gosh. That's why sometimes what faith says, we have to believe in those things that are not as though they are, right? You have to sometimes go over your own mind. How do you do that? You start speaking what you don't see. You start speaking that faith. You start walking in a specific directions. You start telling your mind that that's not what it's going to be. Your mouth tells your mind what's going to happen. Your mind doesn't tell your mouth. Your mouth tells your mind. You have to start being intentional. I did it again. Intentional about speaking things and turning it around for your favor, right? You got to start doing that. So when you're doing this, remember your mind can be a very convincing liar. Start speaking your truth. There is more right with you than there ever is wrong with you. So when you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I just launched this product. It didn't go well. I didn't get 10,000 viewers. I didn't get 10 subscribers. I only got 1 subscriber. I didn't make $1,000. I barely made 2 or 3 sales, and then I had to discount one. You look at all this stuff, and all this stuff looks wrong, but there's more right with you. Didn't you try it? Some people didn't even try it today. Some people didn't even get out the bed today. Some people didn't even take on hope today. Everything they're talking about right now is negative. Hey, negative. You got to start speaking positively and know that what you're doing there, if you've even tried, remember I said keep pushing, keep striving. If you've even tried, you've done a lot. You've done a lot. So I want you to remember. And number 4, I want you to focus on progress, not perfection. It's not your time to be perfect. It's your time to make moves and make inches towards where you want to be and what you want to do. That's what you have to do. You have to keep with the progress. Keep with the progress. If you wait for it to be perfect, you won't go anywhere. I promise you, because guess what? It's never perfect. It's not ever perfect. It's going to be as perfect as it can be, right? That's what, instead of saying, I got to get this perfect, I got to get this as perfect as it can be. And then I got to move on. Perfection will keep you stuck, honey. It'll keep you stuck. It will keep you stuck in a spot where you cannot grow and you cannot elevate in any type of way, right? So listen, you have some tech. Here's some tech. Here's a tech hack for you. There is an app called Think Up. It is a positive affirmations daily motivational app. And I'm going to tell you, the more positive you feed in your body, the more positive you feed your mind, the less negative you'll feel. Think about it. Think about a glass of a pitcher of red Kool-Aid. And the red Kool-Aid represents crap, right? But if you take a water spout, right, a hose, and you start putting in fresh water into that red water, eventually all the red water will be displaced. It will all come out and the clear water will remain. You have to keep pumping yourself with positive, clear water, clear thinking, and positive affirmations so that all the ugliness can come out. You don't have to be stuck, right? You don't have to be stuck in this hour. This is not an hour to be stuck in. Amen. Amen. Yes, whatever, Miss Brenda, whatever you have your hands to do, put it to use. Put it to use. Don't give up. Hello, Miss Veronica, Pastor Veronica. I'm glad to see you guys on here. So, listen. That's what I have for you today. If this has blessed you, please, please, please like and share. You guys know what to do. I would love to see you back. I want to thank She Is Still Dope. Thank you for sitting here and listening to this broadcast today. If you have any questions, you can drop them because I will be happy to answer them. You can find me at Ask Sharonda Lynn on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Drop me a DM. I will get right back to you. If you need web work, web development, you need a website, you need graphic arts, you need a process and a strategy for your business, you need your technical end flushed out, I am your girl. Please get me at info@sharondalynn.com or info@diggsmedia.com. You can find me on www.sharondalynn.com. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you, and I hope that you are blessed. Amen. If you enjoyed this, again, like and share. I will meet you again the same time, 7 p.m. Tuesday next, and I will see you again. Hey, listen, go with the love of Christ, knowing that God is more for you than the enemy could ever be against you. I love you. Take care. Have an amazing day, guys.